Similar beautiful people, and a warm welcome to Brandstrategy, a combination of branding and strategy. My name is Mpom Pafi and I'm a co-founder of Brandstrategy together with Calvin Motwanedi. On this platform, we share content relating to branding as well as service design. Today we're going to be focusing on service design, looking at not one but 4 innovating methods, namely 1. Abstraction lettering, 2. Creative matrix, 3. Importance difficulty matrix, and 4. Concept poster. I did promise you that on upcoming videos I was going to share more content on innovating methods, and that is exactly what I'll be doing today. So I did keep my promise. I share these innovating methods so that when you build your products and services, you build them based on creativity and adding value for the people whom you are solving for. So before I dive into these 4 innovating methods, let me first introduce you to our persona. His name is Jabu. He's a 23-year-old male and is a fashion student at a fashion school. His passion though lies in designing African print clothing. So as a result, he's got a side hustle where he designs African print clothing and people get to buy the kind of items that he designs. So like many of us, he wants to become a proper entrepreneur. So one day he wakes up and asks himself this question: how might I, as Jabu, become the best seller in African design clothing? Jabu is going to use these 4 innovating methods to come up with an innovative concept of how he can become a bestseller in African design clothing. So the first method that he's going to use is called abstraction lettering. Abstraction lettering is an innovating method that is used to help us reframe our question to make sure that we're asking the right question. And it also helps us come up with not just a solution, but a concrete solution. The template of abstraction lettering is literally drawing a letter and dividing it into 5 parts. The middlemost part of the letter is where the problem goes. So in Jabu's case, we know that it is how might I, as Jabu, become a bestseller in African design clothing. The further down you go the letter, you ask the first how. How can I solve this problem? Then you ask the second how. How can I really solve this problem? The reason why you ask how twice is because you want to get a clear, concise, and a concrete solution for the problem that you're trying to solve. The further up you go this letter, you ask the first why. Why do I want to solve this problem? Then you ask the second why. Why do I really want to solve this problem? And the reason why you have 2 whys is because you want to get the deeper meaning behind the reason why Jabu would want to become a bestseller in African design clothing, and you also want to get the bigger picture behind it. So let's see how Jabu does it. So the middlemost part is the problem, which is how might I, as Jabu, become a bestseller in African design clothing. The first how can he solve this problem is to reach more people in every province in South Africa and to get people who will buy my products and resell my products. So that is the first solution that Jabu has. That's the first layer to it. But then he goes deep and he says, but how will I get more people to buy my products and resell my products? So he says, I'm going to get people who are passionate about entrepreneurship or people who just love African design print, and I'm going to help them set up online sites to resell my products. And I'll also build a centralized online platform where I house and display all those different e-commerce sites where people are essentially reselling my products. So that is the concrete solution that he's come up with. Let's find out the why. Why does Jabu want to become a bestseller in African design clothing? The first why is to empower people to start their own African design businesses. But we want to really get the deeper meaning and the bigger picture. So we ask why again. So Jabu says, I want to make our heritage, our diverse cultures and heritage known throughout the world through clothing. So now we've helped Jabu reframe his question using abstraction lettering, which is now, his question is, how might I empower people to start their own businesses? And how might I make our diverse cultures and heritages known throughout the world through clothing? And we'll also help him come up, using abstraction lettering, come up with a concrete solution, which is building a centralized online platform where he hosts and displays all these e-commerce sites of the people who are reselling his products. So let's move on to the second innovating method, being creative matrix. Jabu is going to use creative matrix to come up with tons of new ideas of how he can pilot his concrete solution of building an online site, a centralized online site that houses and displays all these different e-commerce sites of the people who are reselling his products. Creative matrix is an innovating method that is used to spark new ideas at the intersection of two categories. The template for creative matrix is drawing a 5 by 5 matrix that has categories on each column and categories on each row. The categories on each column have to be very human-centered, and they can be one of these three things: personas, customer segments, or problem statements that are very human-centered. The categories on the rows are what we call enablers or enabling solutions, and they can be one of these three things: environments, technologies, or policies. So let's see how Jabu uses his creative matrix to spark new ideas for his concrete solution of building a centralized online platform that houses and displays these different e-commerce websites for the people who are reselling his products. So the first problem statement is, how might we get more people onto our online platform using technology and digital media? So Jabu comes up with this idea and says, I want to advertise on social media to get clients for the platform. The second problem statement is, how might we equip our clients to run a successful online business using technology and digital media? And the idea that Jabu comes up with is to use YouTube to upload educational videos on how to run a successful online business. I'm going to skip to this idea. How might we equip our clients to run a successful online business now using events and programs? So Jabu says, I'm going to host workshops to equip clients on how to run a successful online business. If I go to this idea, the problem statement is how might we deliver amazing customer service using technology and media? Jabu says, I'm going to create a virtual reality app that allows people to design their clothes, choose a pattern, a fabric, the size, the color, and upload a picture of themselves so that they can see themselves in the app and how they look actually wearing the clothes. I'm going to skip to this one. The prompt statement is, how might we scale our business to reach global markets now using facilities and environments? And Jabu says, I'm going to have an online store where actual customers can buy my clothes. So now you can see how Jabu uses creative matrix to spark new ideas at the intersection of these two categories. The advantages of using a creative matrix to come up with ideas is that you can get as many and diverse ideas as possible. Say, for example, you're in a boardroom where there is a CEO, an MD, senior manager, consultant, business analyst, and an intern, and they're all trying to come up with an idea of how they can solve a specific business problem that they are facing in the company. So ideally, people with more influence, so if the CEO comes up with an idea, people will easily run with it because of the influence that the person has. But who's to say that the intern could not have come up with a better solution or a more effective solution? So what Creative Matrix allows people to do is that you can write down the problem statements and then have people sit down, silently so, and jot down their ideas and then put them up. That way it gives everyone an opportunity to have an equal say and share their ideas. Or for example, you've got introverts and extroverts. We know that the extroverts will want to get their ideas across, and therefore the introverts will then just sit back and not actually say much. But this tool helps everyone, every kind of personality, to have an equal say. Therefore we've got a lot of diverse ideas. Another thing that it also helps you do is that it helps you think outside of your limitations and outside of the boundaries of the knowledge that you currently know. Let's say you are a person who is passionate about technology. Therefore, when you're trying to come up with ideas, you just think around, technology. But we all know that it takes more than technology. Sometimes it can take environments and other policies to actually materialize a solution. So Creative Matrix also just helps you think outside of the box and outside of the limitations of the current knowledge that you know. So let's move on to the third innovating method, being importance difficulty matrix. An importance difficulty matrix template looks like this. You literally draw this graph, and on this side you show the importance, how important the idea is, and you also show how difficult the idea is. Ideally, you want to start with how important an idea is, and then move on to the difficulty part. And you divide it into 4 quadrants. On this quadrant, the ideas that you essentially will end up placing here are the ones that have high value or high return on investment. So if you think about it, if you place an idea here, it means that it is an idea that is very important, But in terms of difficulty, it is also not so difficult to build, to pilot that idea. So the ideas that are here are the ones that have high value and high return on investment. The ideas that are on this quadrant are what we call your targets or your quick wins or your low-hanging fruits. If you think about it, these are not so important, but they're also very easy to do. So the ideas that are here are very like your quick wins. The ideas that are fall under here are what we call your luxurious or your low return on investment or nice to haves. They are nice to haves in the sense that they are not so important, and they are also super difficult to do, or they are super expensive to actually pilot. The ideas that are on this quadrant are what we call shooting for the moon, or they are your strategic ideas. They are very important, but you have to be very strategic about them because they're also very difficult to pilot. So let's look at Jabu solutions. So all those other ideas that Jabu came up with from the creative matrix, now we're going to plug those ideas onto this importance difficulty matrix. So on this part, Jabu has go to common gathering places, for example, going to Newtown and Oriental Plaza to find African print designers. If you think about it, just going to Oriental Plaza is not so difficult to find the designers, but it's also very important because you want to find designers so that you can put them on the online platform. Let's look at another idea that falls under here. He says, I'm going to host workshops to equip these clients, now that he's found the people, to equip these people on how to run a successful online business. This is also very important, and it's not so difficult to host these workshops. But if you think about it, the level of difficulty is just a little bit above him just going to Newtown and Plaza, and this is how I've placed it here. It's above in terms of difficulty, but it's still less on this quadrant of high value and high return on investment. I'm not going to go through all of them. Let me jump onto this one. So here we've got the idea that says, I'm going to allow customers to design their own clothes on paper and then sew them according to their design. If you think about it, if I'm just the person who comes up with my own design and say, hey Jabu, please design this for me. It's not so difficult because Jabu is already a designer. And it's not so important, especially to the online platform that Jabu is trying to build. So these are what we call your quick wins. So here, the idea that he has on this quadrant says, I'm going to build a virtual reality app that allows people to design their clothes and choose their patterns, etc., etc. If you think about it, building a virtual reality app, especially in South Africa, we don't have a lot of people who know how to create virtual reality apps. So level of difficulty is very high, but it's also not so important to have that added feature. It's like a nice to have feature. It's not so important, so you put it here. Then on this quadrant he says, clients do a walk-in at our physical facilities to do training on the platform. So physical facility means he needs to have a building. So that is difficult, especially for someone who's just starting their own business because they don't have enough funds to actually build a physical facility for people to come and do training. But it is also very important for people to actually do training. So from here onwards, we know what is important and what is difficult to do. You kind of like have an idea of which idea to start with, which one is feasible, which one will bring you high return on investment. So there is importance, difficulty, matrix. A concept poster is an innovating method that is used to visually convey an idea or a concept for the purposes of gaining support for implementation. In other words, your concept poster has to show what the idea is, why it matters, and how it works, so that you can easily influence people to embrace your concept and also help you with implementing your concrete solution or concept. The template for a concept poster is having a table that has one column and 4 different rows. So on the first row you would write the concept name and tagline. On the second row you have 3 columns. And the first column is who is this for, who are the stakeholders, what problem does it solve, and what is the big idea. On this, the third row, you illustrate how the solution works, and on the last row you write how will we make this happen. So let's see how Jabu uses concept poster to now visually convey his idea so they can get buy-in from people to help him implement his concept. So the concept name is African Designs and the tagline is African Print Clothing Online Hub. Who is this for? So he's got three stakeholders. First one is fashion designers who sew their own clothes. Second one is fashion designers who do not sew their own clothes. And the last one is people who want to buy African print clothing. What problem does this solve? It centralizes African print designer clothes and also globalizes African print designer clothes. What is the big idea? The big idea is to have an online platform that has different clients' online stores, and these clients are from various parts of the world, so all 7 continents, and to also equip them to start their own online businesses. So that is the big idea. So an illustration of how it works is that Jabu drew a little picture of an online platform, and on this block you've got B1, B2, B3 standing for business 1, business 2 or business 3, or brand 1, brand 2, brand 3. So this is a display of all these different e-commerce websites for the people who are going to be reselling his products. And then on the side he's got now his factory where he only sells bulk products. So the business 1, business 2 can buy from the factory and then sell individual items to people. Then on the side here you've got a little sticky person, which is a normal customer. So the normal customer can go onto this online platform and either buy bulk from the factory or buy an individual item from any of these businesses, any of these e-commerce websites. And then here you've got designers, like if you're designing your own clothes and you don't want to buy from Jabu's factory, but you want your site to be hosted on the platform. So you can also on your e-commerce website display your own clothes, but also be displayed under the online platform Jabu. So that is an illustration of how the idea works. Then the last one is how will we make this happen? So we've got here a little timeline that has April all the way to August. So in April, Jabu will set up a factory because he's already a designer. In June, he will design the online platform. In July, he will reach out to designers to be on the online platform. And then boom, August, Jabu is starting to operate. So now that you've learned all these 4 innovating methods, I'm hoping that you're now going to personalize them, to customize them to your own business problem and really use them to solve your own business problems, or use these innovating methods, mesh them up whichever way you want to actually come up with innovative business concepts. So till I see you again, much love.